watch this over again later this weekend, and for everybody who can't join us live. So how's everybody doing? I hope you're wonderful. Cannot wait to dive into this. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen with you guys, and here we go. So I'm gonna hide this. So I have super cute and fun slides for us to go through. I hope the video is not in the way. Oh, amazing. Okay, I'm gonna push that down. Put this over here. Okay, so welcome to the Mindset Mastery for Manifestation Masterclass. I'm so excited you guys are joining me today. This is basically step one of what I give my clients, and you guys are getting this for free, which is super awesome, and you guys should be really excited because is somebody not muted? Or is that just me? You guys should be, hold on a second. Let me figure out this technical stuff. Is everything good? Here we go. Give me a second. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna have this up here so everybody gets muted as we go through. All right, anyways, back to what I was saying. So if you guys loved the mini course, you're gonna love this because it's basically diving deeper into the mini course. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, last week I did a 3-part mini course. We talked about on day 1, mindset, day 2, magic, and day 3, manifestation. And so this is really digging deeper into the mindset piece. And we're gonna talk a lot about the blocks that you're seeing that are keeping you stuck, that are keeping you apart from all the things you wanna manifest, and how we can get through that with tons and tons of action steps. Of course, you guys know I love making things really practical and really tangible almost. I want it to be easy to understand. So who am I? I'm sure all of you know. I'm pretty sure everybody who is on here live does know. I'm Michaela. I'm your go-to girl for manifesting a magical and chic life full of travel, coffee, and drink, my 3 favorite things in the entire world. And I'm so excited you guys are joining me today. I always say that I went from being a shit show to being in the front row because I love flying in the front row first class when I am traveling. My life was a mess when I was in high school. I was always super negative, and I've really been able to transform my life into literally exactly everything I would have wanted in my college years. So I love sharing that, and my whole why behind my business is that I want to show you that you can do it too. I'm no extra special than you. I don't have a leg up. I do know this information, but that's why it's so important for me to share it with all of you so you can apply it and use it for your life as well. So I remember the days of consuming all the manifestation and law of attraction content. There's so much on the internet. It's just being so unsure of how to exactly do it. And I was figuring out all these action steps because, like I just said, I love making things really practical and tangible. And I've always been a very goal, steps, achieve kind of person. I've always been able to achieve all my goals, but then manifestation came around and confused me. I was taking these steps, but and then I found out they weren't the right ones because I wasn't seeing any of my manifestations. And so because of all of that, I was obsessing over my manifestations, and I was never releasing the how because I was just like, I want this to happen so badly. And when we're in that energy and in that presence, it's really difficult for them to manifest. And just feeling like I was so stuck all the time and stuck in a lack mindset. And this is something I've really kicked within the last month after having my first 5K month in November, and finally being able to get out of that lack mindset once and for all has been amazing. But I just remember feeling so stuck, feeling broke, or feeling like I'm lying to myself when I'm saying my affirmations in the mirror, I'm so rich, and then being like, no, bitch, you're not. And just the days where I didn't give myself permission to go bigger and to believe in myself. I've always been very self-motivated, but if you don't believe in yourself and really believe in going big or going home, then that needs to change. So if this resonates with you at all, I've been there, I've done that. I've been through the days where I felt like manifestation was never going to work for me, but here I am. So I'm literally a living example that you can take these steps and make it work for you. And then I figured out how to own my mindset and take all the aligned action to kiss lack goodbye. So I could finally live a life of abundance, of happiness, of positivity, seeing my manifestations and feeling really good. Mindset is so, so important. And it was a piece that was missing for a really long time, as well as magic. But we're really talking about that mindset piece today. And getting aligned with the action steps that I wanted to take was really important. And we'll talk about that today. So I want to talk about what's mindset got to do with it. What does mindset have to do with manifestation, with creating our life, with abundance, everything? And basically, mindset has everything to do with anything. As you see, the very last one I have is basically everything. Mindset has to do with action, because think about something that you've ever wanted in your life, like just anything. It could have been a toy when you were younger. It could be a job after college. It could be anything. And you have to take action steps to get those kind of things. And if your mindset isn't in check, if you're doubting yourself, you can't take that action. So then that stops you from achieving your goals. And that is almost the same thing as self-talk. You're talking yourself down if you have a negative mindset. And so we really want to put ourselves in the place of having like an abundant mindset, a positive outlook on life, because that's what's going to bring us more positive things. So it's really important that we navigate our self-talk in our own heads and see like what are the thoughts coming through all the time. And our beliefs have everything to do with mindset. Beliefs are really just thoughts that have been repeated over and over and over again to us while we were growing up, while we were living life. They were just the things that were being ingrained in us because of society, and that is all inside of your mindset. And it's kind of scary because those beliefs is what creates your life. We live in a thought-based universe. If you were in the mini course, you know this. We talked about it a lot, that all of our thoughts create our reality right now. And so your beliefs really need to be curated to create the life you want to live. Permission. So permission looks like giving yourself the permission to go bigger, to take a leap of faith, and to do the things that scare you. Give yourself permission to buy the plane ticket. Give yourself the permission to start the business, to start the podcast, to go to the gym and finally commit to your own health. And it's all inside of your mind, because you are the only one that will stop you from living the life that you want to live. The next on our list is clarity. This is something I've noticed people lacking a lot lately. I think it's also a part of being like I don't know, there was some like astrology thing that made a sense with it. I think the moon in Aquarius is why people were kind of lacking clarity, because it's a very airy sign where you just have a lot of ideas and everything's really dreamy, but nothing is super clear. And so with your mindset, once you have that clarity, it's so easy for you to create this life of your dreams, basically. We want to be really clear, because that's the first step in manifestation. It's decide what you want, be really specific, and that's all down to your thoughts. And even when you have negative thoughts or negative circumstances in your life, that is created so you have clarity around what you do want. Next on our list is confidence, which everybody knows has everything to do with our mindset. It's all when you look in the mirror and you think, oh, I have wrinkles, or oh, I have a zit, or oh, I don't know, whatever other complaint you might have looking in the mirror. That's all just like what your mind picks up. But you can train your mind to pick up, oh my gosh, my skin is so clear. Oh my gosh, my eyes look so blue today. Or, oh my gosh, my teeth look so straight. You know, like those are things that I'm telling myself every time I look in the mirror. It's because I'm consciously choosing to have those thoughts. And like I was mentioning, we live in a thought-based reality. So your reality, of course, has everything to do with your mindset. Just think about a time that I use this example all the time. Maybe you woke up late and then you stubbed your toe and then you missed the bus and then you forgot your credit card at home and you're in line at Starbucks and everything just seems to go downhill. And that's because we live in that thought-based reality, and that when you're in that low vibration of like, oh my God, I woke up late, so like my day is just going to go to shit, then your day does go to shit. So it's just a conscious decision you get to make. And yeah, so basically everything, which sounds really intense, but it's really empowering actually, that we can control all of this in our life. It's so amazing to think about that. The thoughts we have in our brain today will manifest into our lives maybe in an hour, maybe tomorrow, maybe in a week, that you will start to see those changes. And this masterclass is for you. If you're starting to see things manifest in your life, but not like the big, big things that you really want. Maybe you want to call in abundance and you're not seeing it yet. Maybe you want that dream house and you're not seeing it yet. Maybe you want the dream job or the dream business and it's just not there yet. But you can manifest the little things. Like you can manifest a compliment or you could manifest like a free coffee, you know, some of the little things, but not the big, big goals. For me, I used to be able to manifest everything except for money. Like this is something that is very new for me, is being able to manifest money. And it's an amazing skill, but I've had to work through a lot of limiting beliefs to get here. And I was like, oh my God, I could manifest like coffee. I could manifest travel. I could manifest like scholarships. I could manifest things getting paid for, but I couldn't manifest like the cash money. So if that's where you are, you're in the right place, because I'm going to give you all my hacks and tips to get you to the other side. If you're lacking that clarity around your big goals, like this will be perfect for you, because we're going to go through all the excuses you're most likely telling yourself. If you're taking action, but it's just not happening, you're not seeing those manifestations, you are, oh, I'm getting a notification in the chat. Yay, it is so appreciated. Good. Okay, I want to put this to the side, or I'll just close it. Okay. So, where was I at? Oh yeah, so if you're taking action and you're not seeing results and you're like, what the hell, I'm taking action. Like, isn't this a law of the universe? One, yes, action is a law of the universe. But two, it might not be aligned to action. So if that's where you're at, you're also in the right place. If you're stuck in that lack mindset, no matter how many times you try and journal through it, you're in the right place, because we're going to talk about it. That was me. I would do all the journal prompts to get over the lack mindset, to get over the money beliefs. And yeah, so I finally cracked the code, you guys. I'm just so excited about that. You want the success that others are seeing. You might see people online, like manifestation coaches like myself, or just influencers, or anybody who's in this manifestation spiritual space, and you're like, oh my God, they're so successful. Like why isn't that working for me the same way? This is perfect for you. You're totally in the right spot. And if you feel alone in this process, I know a lot of people feel uncomfortable talking about spirituality with the people around them. Maybe this is too woo-woo for people around you. I definitely understand. I live in Nebraska. It's super conservative. This is like way too weird for anybody. Even when I go to like the grocery store and I tell people I'm an entrepreneur, they don't get it. So I definitely feel you, and you are in the right space, because I love talking about this stuff. You guys know, most of you probably listen to my podcast, and I started to do interviews because I felt alone and I wanted to have more of this conversation. So this is a space for you to connect, for you to talk to people, for you to talk to me, and feel more open and okay with all of these feels. So, do you feel like you are in the right place? Let me know if this is you. Let me know if you feel stuck, if you're manifesting things but not the big things, if you feel like you're lacking that community. Let me know if you are in the right place. And I'm going to open up the chat because I want to chat and hang out. Okay, let me know. So if you're feeling any one of these, if you're not seeing the big manifestations, if you're lacking the clarity, if you're taking action but things aren't happening yet, if you feel like you have a lack mindset, let me know in the comments. Like, are you in the right place? And while you guys comment that, I'm going to take a sip of my water. Amazing. Okay, guys, I want to hear from you. I want to hear from ya. Okay. While you guys are commenting that and hanging out, we will get right ahead. Okay, so what are you walking away with? When we're sitting together in this hour or so, what are you going to walk away with? So we are going to talk a lot about dreaming big and mainly releasing the resistance. So we're going to talk a lot about what's limiting you, what's making you play small, what's keeping you stuck, what's making the manifestation slow down and make you feel so far away. So we're going to really talk about that and like giving yourself the permission. That's later down on the list, but we're just going to give you that permission to dream big and get clear on what you want. And we're going to talk about owning your mindset to create your reality. So while we're going to talk about the limiting beliefs, we're going to form new beliefs so it would feel more empowering. We're going to talk about journaling exercises to help that and action steps that you can take, because all about action. We're going to kick your lack mindset once and for all. And I am going to do another masterclass later this month specifically about manifesting money. But we are going to start to kick that lack mindset, that's going to be one of those limits that we're going to go through, because we want to kick it once and for all. We don't want to just chip away at it. We just like want to get that sucker out, honestly, for good. And we're going to give ourselves the permission to take massive action that is aligned, that feels really good, that's going to get us to where we want to be. And a bonus, we're going to talk about the action steps and the mindset steps that helped me align with making 5K months in my business that you guys can start to do, because these are honestly like the best tips. Amazing. Okay. So we're going to start off by talking about what's keeping you stuck in manifestation. So these are the things that are limiting you, that are creating that resistance around the things that you desire. And it comes down to these 4 things. Well, there's probably way more, but these are the 4 that I see the most common, whether that's like talking to people on Instagram or, oops. Muting that. Okay. Okay, perfect. And all right, so these are just like the main 4 things that I see keeping people stuck, whether it's one of my clients, whether it's somebody on Instagram, whether we hop on a call and this is what we talk about. It's lack of clarity, your limiting beliefs, your lack mindset, and you're unclear on action steps. You're unclear on what's going to get you from point A to point B. And all of these just keep you stuck, because when you don't have clarity, you don't know like what you want, and you can't receive what you want if you don't know what you want. That sounded really confusing, but you know what I mean. Your limiting beliefs create resistance, and if we want to manifest things quickly, we want to take the path of least resistance. It's really, really, really important. And a way, oh my God, if you guys can hear that, I'm so sorry. Somebody's car horn is going off outside of my apartment. This is real life. I'm going to take a sip of water. Hopefully somebody gets that soon. Amazing. Okay, somebody put in the chat, haha, yeah, sorry about that, you guys. Somebody is, okay. Okay, perfect, it stopped. Let's continue. So being on the path of least resistance is really important, because that's what makes this process fun. I think that's something that gets lost a lot, is manifestation should be fun. And like you setting a goal and like going after your goal, that should be fun. It should be exhilarating and exciting. We shouldn't be like, oh my God, when is it coming? I'm so impatient, blah, 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 blah. And then you just get wrapped up in all of your thoughts. We want to like steer very far clear of that. Your lack mindset keeps you stuck because it limits you. It limits, like, if you can invest in a program you want to invest in, it limits you in terms of your lifestyle. Like if you want to live the lifestyle of first class Louis Vuitton bags to your penthouse apartment, whatever that is, your lack mindset isn't going to get you there. And that is really, really important when it comes to money, of course. And when you're unclear on action steps, then you're not taking action, and then you're not creating any manifestations. And that is just, yeah, we need action. It's literally a law of the universe. So if you guys didn't know, there are 12 immutable laws of the universe. So that just means there are these, it's just like a law in the government, but there are these 12 laws and they rule our entire universe. And once you just really tap into those 12 powers, you can manifest anything so freaking quickly. And I talked about the law of correspondence, my mini course. The law of attraction is the one most people hear of. The law of action is one where you literally have to take action. And we deep dive into all 12 of them in my Mindset Magic and Manifestation Method course that you guys can sign up for. That is open for enrollment. Oh yeah, I was gonna pop in the chat really quick. Okay, I'm popping in here my call link so you guys can book a call with me, because later on we are gonna talk about how you can save anywhere from $300 to $2,000 off of my group program. Yeah, amazing. And I'm giving away $1,000 in bonuses. So book a call with me if you want to steal in those deals. I just popped it in the chat before I forget. Okay, so where do you guys feel stuck? What is stopping you from seeing the success? When you think about your dream lifestyle, whether that's working for yourself or making $1 million or traveling the world, or whatever your version of massive success is, what is stopping you from that? I want to hear in the chat if you're feeling like you have a lot of limiting beliefs, if you're lacking that clarity, if you just have a really bad lack mindset, bad money mindset, if you're just unclear on like what to do, what is keeping you stuck, let me know in the chat. And I'm going to open up the chat so we can talk about it, because I want to make this like specific to you guys too. So while we're going through, I have like some bullet points on the slides of things I want to talk about, but if there's something that you feel like is making you stuck, I want to address that while we are on here live. Limiting beliefs, lack of clarity, don't know the real way to start. Yeah. What do you mean by the real way? Like the path that you should start on? Because I feel like with the real way to start things is just whatever is the way you want to. Limiting beliefs. Yep. We got to beat those limiting beliefs, ladies. We got to beat them to the ground. They cannot rule our lives anymore. Yes. And lack of clarity. Yeah, exactly. So I think with the real way, my fucking ego. You're so funny, girl. Yeah, we gotta pitch the ego. We gotta tell him to take a seat, pop a squat, get out the way. You just gotta put him like in a Ziploc bag and like throw him in the trash. With the real way to start, sorry, I keep starting the sentence and not finishing, is you just need to feel into what feels good for you. Like what would be the right way for you to start? I think a lot of people that I've talked to like on the phone, or just on Instagram who want to like start businesses or start side hustles or even like start to become an influencer. They're like, I don't know where to start and I don't know what to do. And they feel like they have to do all these things. So I'm like, well, what do you want to do? You guys can literally do whatever you want to do. And I think our society puts so much pressure on us to create things in a certain way, but it can be whatever way you want. OMG, I definitely have that problem too. The ego or not knowing where to start. Which one, Brittany? Yeah, with our ego, it's always, the ego. Yeah. The ego will always be there. And I'm actually reading a book called The Power of Now, and it talks about the ego and how it's going to come up, but we have to take the thought, and this is what it tells you to do in the book. It's like, okay, so maybe say you're sitting in meditation, or maybe you're just like working and things pop up, like who even like, we meditate, but I don't meditate long enough to like get ego thoughts. I don't know if you guys do, but I don't. I guess my meditations are like 10 minutes, or I do sleep meditations. But anyway, so if you're just like sitting around and you start to get like that weird self-talk or your ego starts to take over, you're supposed to observe the thought and then you're just supposed to release it. Like you're not supposed to put any energy behind it, and you're not supposed to like make any attachment to it as if it's not even a part of you. It's just like in one ear and out the other, basically. So, and that just comes with practice too. So ego, limiting beliefs, lack of clarity. Perfect. So you guys are going to love everything we are talking about. So we are just going to go in order of all of these, and we're going to talk about what they look like, and then we're going to go into the action steps. So this will help you guys get more specific on where you feel like you are lacking in these areas. So what does lack of clarity look like? It looks like not having a direction. I was just talking to a girl on Instagram today, and she was like, I have no motivation for school. And I was like, well, first of all, like #same. But when we are in that zone of lacking motivation around school, around work, it's just we don't have a vision. We don't have a direction. And for me, when I have my meltdowns about like not wanting to do school, not being motivated, it's because I'm losing sight of my vision. My vision for school was always to get paid to go to school, and was to travel and do as many study abroad trips as I possibly could. And so when I'm having those meltdowns, I'm forgetting my direction. I'm forgetting my vision. And for her, she just didn't know like what she was working towards. She was just getting a degree because she thought that was the right thing to do and didn't know like what job she wanted, none of that. So we need to have a direction. And there's no plan. When we're lacking clarity, there's just no plan. And so we feel like everything's up in the air, and we as humans love security. And so like having a plan is like being secure for us. So when you're lacking clarity, you usually don't have a plan. Lack of clarity also looks like self-doubt. It's just not trusting yourself, not trusting the path you're on. In a way, I've been trying to overcome this. We're going to talk about action steps later, but one thing that's just coming up for me is I've been using my pendulum a lot lately. I don't know if you guys have used a pendulum before, but mine is like a clear quartz crystal on a chain, and it just like swings one way for yes, swings another for no. And that really helps me just like trust in my intuition and stop the self-doubt. Because if I'm like, okay, well, I literally will hold it and I'm like, this is my higher self. What should I do in this situation? And if it swings one way or another, I'm like, all right, I'm going with it. So that kind of kicks the self-doubt. But when we're lacking clarity, we're also not sure of what's possible. A lot of times I'll sit down to do my very first call with clients and we really map out like their big vision. Like if anything could happen in 6 months, what do you want to happen? That's what I talk about on my first call. And we expand what's possible for them. And a lot of people don't know. They're like, oh, well, I'd like to make more money. Oh, I want to quit my job. Oh, I want to go travel. But I'm like, okay, what else? Like, do you want to write a book? Do you want to get sponsored? Do you want to move across the country? Do you want to franchise a business? Like, what do you want to do? The biggest, scariest thing you could possibly do. I always ask, what is your secret desire that you feel like is so unrealistic? And we just get it out on paper and we just talk about it. We see what's possible for you. And a lot of times, if it's not any of those, you're just overwhelmed with the details. So if you say you have that direction, you have the plan, but you're just like, oh my God, I have so much in front of me, you just get really overwhelmed. And when you're doing that, that's back to the self-doubt. You're just not believing that it's possible for you. So that's kind of what lack of clarity looks like. So when we say that we want to gain more clarity, we're really taking the opposite of all these. We're creating the direction, we're creating the plan, we're getting really confident, we know what's possible for us, we're giving ourselves that permission. That's what clarity looks like. I'm getting a chat. I'm a horrible self-doubter. Yeah, we got to change that, girl, because you are amazing. You are amazing, Brittany, and you are such a gem too. Yeah, we can't have self-doubt, because when we doubt ourselves, we doubt our universe or God or whatever, like whatever you believe in. I know you love the universe and you love all the witchy fun stuff. So it's like when you're doubting yourself, you're really doubting the power of the universe. And like, why would we ever doubt the power of the universe when it literally created itself? So it's always coming back to those thoughts. Okay, I'm gonna close this out. You are so welcome, girl. Okay. On to limiting beliefs, the fun limiting beliefs that we all come out of childhood with. Okay, I need to like sit a different way because I'm uncomfortable. I shouldn't have worn jeans for this. Okay, and it's so funny. I have all of these crystals sitting here and I just like change them out as we go along, if you notice that. I think I started with obsidian and then I just had my amethyst and now we're on celestite. So we're just going with flow. Okay, limiting beliefs. What do these look like? These look like not feeling good enough. So that is when I talked about this a lot last month. I just like went through this phase where I just was not feeling good enough and where I felt like nothing I did would ever live up to people's expectations, that kind of thing. That's a huge limiting belief a lot of us have, because we've all been in a situation or two where somebody else's work was better than ours and we got made like somebody made us feel like we were lesser because of it. So that's a huge limiting belief. When we assume the worst, that's a limiting belief. People always talk about like, well, what if this happens and I fail? Or what if this happens and I lose all my money and like all that stuff? It's like, okay, well, you're assuming the worst case scenario. What if you were really successful? What if you assume the best case scenario? And what if you made triple the money you invested? And what if you became a global superstar, you know? Like, isn't that more fun to talk about? Like, I'm literally smiling because it's just more exciting to talk about. So limiting beliefs always make us assume the worst. And this is something I actually talked to with one of my clients recently. We were talking about money and she was like, well, I really want to have a good savings in case something happens. I'm like, well, you just saying that is going to manifest something happening in your life that is bad because you're planning for the worst. Rather, why won't you plan for the best? Why don't you plan to have savings for your dream car, for your dream house? Why don't you plan to have savings so you can travel the world after you quit your job? And that instantly changed things for her and it makes it more exciting. Limiting beliefs also surround major failure fears. So that's kind of like the same thing, like being afraid of failure. What if I fail? And what if it's not good enough? And what if nobody buys? And what if this? And what if people judge me? And blah, 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 blah. Those are all limiting beliefs. It's all bullshit. And because we live in a thought-based universe, thought-based reality, we can just choose to pick a different thought. And that's what I really want you guys to get out of this. You can choose a different thought every time. Limiting beliefs is I could never do that. I could never travel the world. I could never quit my job and start a business. I could never lose 50 pounds, all of that stuff. You saying I could never literally limits you. what if you could be like, oh, I could quit my job and travel the world. I could lose 50 pounds. I could start eating healthy. I could go shopping tomorrow. When you do that, you open up more possibilities for yourself. Playing it safe to stay comfortable. That's a huge thing. I was just talking about this with a girl on Instagram. She was really afraid to kind of up level her life. She was really afraid to get motivated again and get going because she was afraid of losing the people around her because they weren't bettering themselves. And I told her, I was like, well, at the end of the day, it just boils down to whose happiness is more important, yours or the people around you. And for her, she was playing it safe to stay comfortable. What was comfortable was the people around who were low vibe, who were unmotivated, who weren't going to the gym, who weren't pursuing their goals. That was what was comfortable. And that's a limiting belief that she feels like she's going to be all alone if she doesn't up level. But that is just so far from the truth, because when you decide to up level, you attract more up leveled people into your life. Like you all being here, you attracted me teaching this to you. Like you attracted me as a super high vibe person, bringing you all of my high vibes, helping you break through all of these limiting beliefs. So we never want to play it safe just to stay comfortable. And actually, this is something I had to go through last month as well. It was something that came up in my Reiki massage that I had gotten, was that I always choose to say, I am alone, I'm lonely, nobody's like me in Nebraska. I always used to say stuff like that. And it was a way of me playing it safe and staying comfortable, because if I'm alone, I can only rely on myself. And if I can only rely on myself, I don't have to rely on others, and that others can't let me down. You see where I'm going? So that was like me playing it safe to stay comfortable, but then it was really secluding me and cutting me off from receiving help and love and support. And then also being too busy is a limiting belief. We all have the same 24 hours in a day. You have time to do things. You can manage your time better. You can get off of social media. You can make the time to do the things you want to do. At one point in high school, I was working 3 jobs, going to school, president of a club, and cheer captain. Like, you can make the time. If I could then, while I was living alone, then you can do it too. So being too busy is just a limiting belief. And I get it if you have kids. I don't know what that's like, but I'm sure it's a handful. But if you listen to my podcast, Jess, her episode, I don't know what number it was, maybe like actually, I don't know. She was on my podcast. Oh, episode 33. She is a mom of 3 boys and owns like 2 clothing businesses, and is an Instagram coach, and is a soccer coach. And like, if she can do it, then you can too. So too busy is a bullshit excuse. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry, because it's not worth our time. Okay. Lack mindset. Let's dig into this. This beast. Okay. Saying you're broke. Can we just stop that right now? I literally yelled at some of my friends over the weekend because they were saying they were broke after we paid for a parking garage at a concert. I was like, you saying you're broke is keeping you guys broke. I literally just said that. And they were like, okay. It made them really uncomfortable because they know it's true. It's like, why would you want to say you're broke? I don't get that. So stop saying you're broke, because that is what's keeping you in the lack mindset. Stop saying I can't afford that, because that makes you not being able to afford it. It's just like we said above that, where did we say that? I could never afford something like that. I could never go on a retreat. I could never invest in a coach. I can't afford a vacation. I can't afford a coach. Well, you saying that makes you not able to afford it. And that's just the honest to God truth. I'm saying that's expensive. This is something I've cut out of my vocabulary as much as possible. I'll say like it's pricey. Some people have a negative connotation with the word expensive. I don't really. So I just try not to say it, because I don't like to say like things are out of my budget, because I just don't want to be in a lack mindset. I want to be in an abundant mindset. So if you have a negative connotation with the word expensive, try and cut that out of your vocabulary as well. Or say like that is really luxury, or like if you're looking at maybe a dinner and it's like a 5-course meal at like a fancy restaurant, and maybe it's like $300 for 2 people. Say like that is super luxury, like that is like an up-leveled meal, instead of saying like that's so expensive. You see the different vibe there? I can like feel the different vibe just saying it out loud. So being a poor college kid, God, this one is so annoying for me because I'm in college and everyone's like, I'm just a broke college student. It's like you're choosing for that to be your reality. Most of the college kids I know work all the fucking time. So it's like, how are you a poor college kid when you literally work all the time and you don't even have to pay off your loans yet, or you don't even have loans? So, you know, just any identity you're creating around money that makes you feel like you're broke or you can't afford things, that things are expensive, out of reach, like those are all what's keeping you in this lack mindset. And thinking that, and like feeling like you're never having enough, like, oh my gosh, I never have enough of this, I never have enough of that, I never have enough healthy food, and you know, just like being in that energy of never having enough. We want to be in the vibe of gratitude. The downloads are coming faster than I can speak. Let's figure where I am with this together. We want to be in that energy of gratitude, because gratitude is like the highest frequency along with love, and those are higher frequencies than money. So when we can come from love and gratitude, money has to follow, because we're already past money with our vibration. And like, what a good cheat code. And having a bad money story keeps you in a lack mindset as well. So if you think money, like having money is greedy, that's keeping you in the lack mindset. If you think that like people who are rich do bad things with money, that's keeping you in the lack mindset as well. Okay, and then our last little guy is unclear on action steps. So this is where you're not sure what is action versus what is inspired action. So inspired action is what's going to get you to your manifestation, whereas just action in general are just all those steps you're doing because you feel like you have to do them, and you're not tapping into your intuition and saying what you need to be doing. It's mistaking mindset work for actual action. Okay, this is a huge one that I recognized in November, why I really started to hammer down on like the practical action in my business, and like with the Practical Magic Workbook and the podcast episode, because a lot of people are mistaking mindset work with action. And so mindset work is like your journaling. That's your morning routine. That's doing your morning pages. That's scripting. That's doing the meditation. That's mindset work. That is you getting in the right zone, the right frequency to manifest your desires. That's what's getting you in the vibration. But actual action is what creates the manifestation. So you need to be in the vibe, but then you need to shift around the other energy to call in the manifestation. And so that's why we have the law of action in the universe. Law of attraction goes with the mindset work. Law of action goes with the action work. So you sitting down and scripting every single night is great for your mindset, but that's not taking action. And I want to be really, really clear about that, because a lot of people seem to be confusing that in the online space nowadays. And I just don't want you guys to make the same mistakes. Fear of failure makes us unclear on action steps. And that goes back to the self-doubt. If you're like self-doubting, you're like, I don't know, like, what if this isn't the right thing, and blah, 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 and I'm afraid of failing because if I fail, I'm having no money and I'm going to be alone, I'm going to die. That's all ego-based fears. And so we just need to really focus our energy around being successful. What if this is the thing that does it for me? What if this is what's going to triple my income? I was telling somebody after the mini course that that's the intention I set with everything I invest in. It's like, or anything I even do. If I eat a healthy meal, I'm like, this is the thing that's going to make me feel really healthy. Or if I go for a run, I'm like, oh, this is the thing that's going to make me feel really in shape. If I invest in a program, this is the thing that's going to make me so much money. I always go in with that intention, and that's what you get back. So that fear of failure makes you unclear on action steps because you're not sure, because you're doubting yourself. You're doubting your own powers. And you tried once and it didn't go as you wanted. I see this a lot when people talk about online courses. They'll like buy a course and they either like don't do all the work, or they had a bad experience, and then they're like, okay, well, I don't want to ever do that again. Well, the universe might be pointing you to invest in an online course, but because of that one time that it didn't work out, you're not going to do it this time. You're just ignoring the universe's step. So you need to just follow your intuition. So going off of that, like, who can relate to all this drama that we have going on in our brains? Like, it is so amazing that knowing this and seeing it all laid out in front of you, you now have the choice to eliminate all of that drama. So like, who can relate? Who feels like they're just so over limiting beliefs and lack mindset and nobody wants to call themselves broke anymore? Like, let me know in the comments what you're so ready to give up. Like, what are you so ready to eliminate from your life? Because we're about to go into the action steps. So it's going to get real. I want to know what you guys are most excited about. I'm almost out of water. As you guys are commenting, I'm gonna like fill up my water really quick. Let me know what you're just so pumped to get over. I'm gonna open up the chat. Not worrying about money. Yes. Yes, I love that. And something that I've learned through doing the money work this like past 2 months is that sometimes the money doesn't come in immediately when you're manifesting it, but when you remove all of those blocks and you remove the lack of mindset, you don't have to worry about it because you just know, like you just innately know that it's coming in. And when you decide to like call that out and you're like, okay, I am going to manifest 5K this month and I know it's coming in regardless of anything else, regardless of what it looks like right now, is like the best feeling because you're not worrying about it anymore. You just know. Letting go of judgment. Oh, yes. Yes. We're not judging ourselves anymore. We're not judging other people. And when you let that go, you're going to be able to call in so many positive circumstances into your life. You're going to like call in all of the sales at your shop. You're going to call in all of the positive people around you. You're going to call in like all of these good things because you're no longer holding on to being out of judgment. Not caring when I'm being judged. That's such a good one. Such a good one. Not caring what other people think. That's a really important thing to have in today's day and age of being on social media all the time is that people always want to put on this like grand show. That's why I love putting on Instagram stories when I'm like a hot mess. So if you guys haven't been following me for a long time, during midterms week of this semester, I was a hot fucking mess. And I like posted about it on my stories because I wanted to let people know that like, I'm not perfect either. Like I also have breakdowns and meltdowns and I showed people how I got through it without caring about what people think. And it's so empowering because you can stand in your truth more when you don't care about being judged. Those are such good ones. Okay. Let's take some action. Let's move this forward, move this energy forward. I'm so excited. What crystal do we get next? We're doing smoky quartz because it's all about crystal clarity and being really confident. Okay. I don't know. Oh, typo. Okay. Totally fine. Okay. Let's move into some action. Let's move into some learning. Who's ready to take big notes? So, all right. We're going to dream big and we're releasing resistance now. Okay. So anything is possible that you guys allow. Seriously, literally anything. When I went to Hawaii at the end of October, I was really worried about money. This was before I had my big money breakthrough. But I set the intention that I was just going to have fun. I was going to be in my zone and like the money would just come in however it was supposed to and everything was going to be covered out as it was supposed to be. And so I just put myself in that receptive mode and I ended up receiving a check from American Airlines for $1,350 because of a rescheduled flight. And not only did I get paid for that, but they did reschedule my flight and they put me in a 5-star beach resort for a day and paid for the hotel, paid for the taxi, everything. Like, who would have known that was possible? That was fucking crazy. I was literally mind blown. And the check is on my wall from American Airlines because I just love it so much. So whenever I want to tap into that abundant feeling, I always grab my check. So anything is possible that you allow. You just need to get in that receptive zone. You just need to get in the zone where you feel so good, where you can allow all the good things to rain on you. And I want you guys to think about this and how you can get into that receptive mode. It's just like dreaming up a huge vision for yourself. What would your life look like if you were a millionaire? For me, I want to be a billionaire in this lifetime. And I'm so unapologetic about it because I think that would be so cool. Like I could give so much if I was a billionaire. I could do so much good with that money. I could be so abundant and I know I would get my clients to that level and I know I would be able to donate tons of money. I would be able to invest in things and just it would be so great. So what would your life look like if you were a millionaire? I want you guys to dream this up. What would you do for work? Where would you vacate to? Like, would you be in the Maldives? Would you be in Bali? Would you be in Russia? Or would you be in Paris? Like, what are you doing for vacation? Are you working for yourself? Are you the CEO of Target? Like, what is that dream? And Like, what would it feel like to be a millionaire? When I think of being a billionaire, of course, the first thing I think of is Kylie Jenner, because she's a billionaire and she's literally my age, which is so cool. So when I think of that, I think of, okay, well, how does Kylie Jenner feel? She feels confident and she feels like excited to work on her Kylie cosmetics, and she feels like super sexy getting ready for her photo shoots. And she feels excited. She feels like a great friend with her best friend Jordan, and like getting to do collabs with your friends and getting to help out your friends make more money as well. And it would just feel so abundant and luxurious and exciting and thrilling. And so those are the feelings that you need to tap into when you're dreaming bigger, because once you start to get into those feelings, you're like, okay, well then what else is possible? Oh, and then what else could I do? Oh, and then I could write a book, and then I could have a publisher, and then I could have an investor, and then I could create a physical product, and then everything just gets the ball rolling. Whew, I just went off on a tangent. Okay, so this millionaire version of you, that is your clarity. And it might feel out of your reach right now, but you will get there. Like, as you go through your money mindset, it will feel so possible for you. Like, when I talk about being a billionaire, it doesn't even faze me, because I've like so owned that through all of my mindset work that I'm like, I'm going to be a billionaire. And even if a millionaire feels out of your reach, you can get to the vibration where it just like feels comfortable for you. And what you want to do when you're dreaming big and when you're releasing this resistance is you want to tap into those exact feelings every single day. So like I just said, like exhilarating and abundant and luxurious, like those are the feelings I need to tap into every single day. And to feel abundant, I do spend time like with the check that I have on my wall, and I write myself fake checks for like the amount of income I want to make every month. And I make my bed every day because it reminds me of that, of like hotels where they come in and make your bed. And to be luxurious, I drink water out of wine glasses, that kind of thing. And so it cultivates those feelings every day to inch me closer and closer. And as you get closer, your vision expands. So I want to hear, what would you guys' lives look like if you were a millionaire? Let me know in the comments. What's like your dream job? Where are you vacationing to? What things are you buying? Like for me, obviously I would buy my Range Rover, but I'd also have like a Tesla. And I would have a meal delivery service, of course, because I would not cook if I was a billionaire. I'd have an amazing house in the Hidden Hills in Los Angeles, like just a super grand vision. So let me know in the comments, you guys, what is like your $1 million vision? And it can just be a couple little things. Or you can even comment like, how would it just feel to have $1 million, to have $5 million, to have $100 million? Like, it would feel fucking amazing, wouldn't it? Like, let me know. So while you guys are typing that up, envisioning this millionaire lifestyle, we are going to get you all the clarity. Oh yes, a comment. No more worries. Yes. You would never worry about anything ever again. So when you want to tap into that every day, you want to just write down, maybe even make a list, everything that makes you feel so secure. What are the things that you never worry about? Like, you would never worry about your dog not loving you. Like, every day your dog is so excited to see you. So like every single day you can spend time with your dog, knowing that you have an abundance of love all the time. You never have to worry about that. You never have to worry about like having food on the table if that's the situation that you are in, and just being like feeling into how abundant that is. So you never have to worry about that. Really tapping into that every day. I love that one. Okay. So like I told you guys, I'm giving you all of the action steps for everything. So here we go. We're starting our action steps. Figuring out what parts of your millionaire vision you can start today. So when you're doing this, whether it's going to be in the chat box, whether you're taking notes in a journal, and you write out this millionaire version of yourself, or billionaire, if you're like me and you like to go big or go home. What are those things you could start doing today? Like for me, when I think about my billionaire self, I'm going to like a private yoga class every single week, like a one-on-one kind of yoga class, or maybe a yoga class with like just my friends where I know the people and I know the teacher, all of that kind of thing. And so that's an easy thing I could start now. Maybe not the private ones, but I could start going to a yoga class, or I could even start doing yoga in my room and just looking at the YouTube video. And so you want to like plant those seeds of the little things you can start doing. If I want a meal delivery service, maybe I start getting my groceries delivered. Amazon does everything now, so I could easily get it delivered from Whole Foods. That would be me planting a seed. And actually that's something I need to start doing, is ordering like food online, because yeah, saves time, and I love convenience. I really value convenience, if you know me. Another thing you can do for clarity is just write new affirmations. An example, and I'm using a lot of like millionaire kind of thing, but it just gets people to dream really big. So that's why I'm using this example a lot. But I am an energetic match for my millionaire lifestyle. Like if you just say that out loud, like right now, you guys know I can't hear you. So just say it out loud. Just say, I'm an energetic match for my millionaire lifestyle. Like that feels so good. I feel like I'm bubbling at the seams when I do that. It just gets you excited. Like the more you say that, the more you affirm it, the better you feel. And the more you reach those feelings, the more you're going to cultivate everything else. So writing new affirmations that really align with that vision. And after you journal out this millionaire vision, you'll be able to see what affirmations you need. The last step I have for you guys with clarity is to reverse engineer. Map out how your dream lifestyle will be possible for you. So like, say you just want to make $100,000 a year. Say that's like perfect for you. Okay, we'll write down $100,000 and then map out how you're going to do it. Are you going to be an online coach, and are you going to like have a mastermind, or are you going to be a confidence coach? Are you going to be a health coach? Or do you want to have an online like Etsy shop, and how many prints do you need to sell? And like kind of reverse engineer all of this, because that is your plan. So we have our vision, we have our direction, and then we have our plan. And those were two things that we talked about above. You don't have a direction, you don't have a vision if you're lacking clarity. So now we're doing the opposite. When you reverse engineer, you feel really good. That's what I do when I plan out my business too. For every quarter, I sit down and I'm like, okay, what am I launching? What do I want to work on? What new project am I working towards? And then I reverse engineer how I'm doing everything, and I put deadlines to things. Okay, I need to take a drink of water. I'm dying. My throat got like really dry all of a sudden. Okay. That must be a sign that we have all the clarity we need, and it's time to move on. So, reversing engineering. All right, next step is owning your mindset to create your reality. So, I want to take it a step further. So we have our giant vision. If you did my mini course, you have your next level life vision, like your next level self vision. Man, my throat is getting sore now. I'm gonna have to make a hot tea after this. So anyways, you did the mini course, you have your next level self vision. If you're sitting here journaling through this now, you have your millionaire vision. And I want you to think about what's coming up for you, like around this. Like, are you getting really excited? Are you getting really fearful? Are you like, oh my God, I don't know how this is going to happen? Like, what are you thinking while you're doing all of this? For me, when I sit down and think about my billionaire lifestyle, I think I'm so fucking excited. And I think like, wow, I'm probably going to be friends with Kylie Jenner at that point. And that's really exciting for me because I totally want to be famous. If you know me, you totally know this. I think about like, oh my God, I'm probably starring in a Netflix movie. Like, that's my dream. And so I get excited. But not everybody does. Sometimes when you're thinking about your future, you get scared, you get nervous. And for me, I've just always been a really confident, go, go, go kind of person, but you might be different. So think about what's coming up for you. What are you afraid of? And thinking about that and really taking time to honor that. So I've been talking about shadow and light work a little bit here and there with different people I've been hopping on the phone with, but it's like you need to honor the shadow work. You need to honor those feelings that are like doubting yourself, that are negative thoughts. You just need to honor them and see that they're coming up. And then you need to prove to them why they're irrational. So how is this fear irrational? If you're thinking like, oh my God, I don't know how I'd ever become a millionaire, even though this all sounds great. Well, think about like why that's so irrational. Well, there are tons of millionaires. It's so easy to make $1 million. You could Google online, like, I made $1 million in 5 years, and all of these business owners will pop up. Like, there are so many examples online of how possible it is and how easy it is. And if we did the math really quick, $1 million is like, okay, hold on, let's do some math. If you sold like a $5,000 product, you need to sell that to 200 people. You sell the 200 people a $5,000 product and you have $1 million. Like, that's not that scary of numbers. Maybe in 1 year you're like, oh my God, I don't know, but it's irrational because there are so many people already doing it. So why can't you? And I want you to journal about a time you proved that fear wrong. If you're one of my clients, you know this. I talk about this all the fucking time, is that you need to have stories to prove your fears wrong, because our brain works in storytelling. If you ever notice, good advertising is always telling a story, because that's how our brains work. They play out stories. And when you're telling yourself a story to prove a fear wrong, then your brain's going to take it more seriously because it understands what's happening. For me, I can just tell myself affirmations, and I can tell myself like a story through affirmations. Like, I'm an energetic match for my $1 million self. I have all the money I need. I am so abundant. I am so happy. I'm so grateful. And that's me telling myself that story, and just making up that scene in my brain. But for some people, you need an actual story from your past when you proved that fear wrong. So when was the time did you think that you couldn't do something and then you did it? Something as simple as that. For me, when it's like, oh my God, well, like, I don't know if I'll have the money coming through for this. And then I just think about how I manifested getting paid to go to college. It's like, well, if the money came through for that, of course it's going to come through for this. And then bam, fear is gone. Fear is irrational. So, and then an example I have here is the fear of not being good enough, yet having tons of happy clients. So that was the example I gave earlier of last month, not feeling good enough, yet I had a handful of clients who were so happy with the results, like who were more than willing to give me great testimonials, who were more than willing to share about me on Instagram because they're so happy with everything they were getting out of my program. So that's a way that I can prove that fear wrong. Okay, and so going on with this and really owning your mindset to create your realities, you just need to hype yourself up. So our action steps are, again, affirmations. And what I swear by, you guys, for affirmations is you say them 5 times a day for 5 days, and that will fully integrate into your subconscious mind, into your belief system. This works every single time, I promise. Like, if you do 100% of the work, you see 100% of the results for this. I have manifested my job. I have clients who have manifested their jobs from doing this. It works every fucking time. So say you want to make $1,000. What you would say for your affirmation is like, I'm so fucking excited to make $1,000 this week. And you say that 5 times a day for 5 days. And, just try it out next week and then message me when you have $1,000. Thank me later. One of my best tips I can give you guys, because it works so well. Another thing to do is rewrite your old stories. So like we just talked about with proving your fears wrong, you want to prove your fears wrong every single day. So when you do get one of those ego-based thoughts coming up of like, oh, who am I to start this podcast? Like, who would buy from me if I started a business? Or who am I to quit my job and travel the world? Just rewrite those stories and rewrite something that's more empowering. And the last thing I want you guys to do is feel into the energy of what if I succeed? And we talked about this earlier, that fear of failure, but like, what if you succeeded instead? Because that is such a possibility. It's a 50-50 shot, you guys, and it's in your hands which 50 you want. Are you going to be successful, or are you going to be a failure? Because that's a choice you make. Because you also define what success and what failure means to you. It's different to every single person. So feel into that energy of like, oh my God, what if I had a $50,000 launch? Oh my gosh, what if I had $1 million launch? Oh my gosh, what if I sold $5,000 worth of retail today? Oh my gosh, what if I made $2,000 extra for my job or for my boss this month and then I got a raise? What if you were successful? Always asking yourself what if, and then feeling into those feelings is one of the best things you can do. So how are we feeling? We're halfway through these limits that we've been talking about. Are we more excited, more confident, ready to take some action? How are you guys feeling? Let me know. I know I'm feeling pumped. I'm giving you guys lots of examples of like how I want to be a billionaire. So I'm like so ready to like DM Kylie Jenner and be like, hey, let's get coffee. Just kidding. I don't even think you can DM her on Instagram. But yes, let me know how you're feeling. Excited. Yes, I love it. It's so empowering. At first, sometimes when we look at our limiting beliefs and look at all these things keeping us stuck, we're like, oh my God, like, holy fuck, there's a lot that we need to work on. Oh, I'm going to turn this down. We're like, oh my gosh, there's so much to work on. There's so much I need to change in my brain. But then we get excited because we can control everything in our lives. We can control how much money we want to make. We can control where we want to travel, what kind of relationships we want to have. So glad that you're excited, Brittany. That makes me excited, if you can't tell. I'm just like glowing. I love teaching this stuff. Okay. Monday. We're talking about the Monday. Okay, I'm definitely going to need a drink before we dive in. Okay. So excited to talk about this. So, we're switching to an abundant mindset, all right? And this is where I'm also giving you my tips for the 5K month as well. So we're talking abundance mindset, 5K, and then our money moves. So we got 3 slides for this one. All right, I want you guys to all make the decision right fucking now, okay? Make the decision right now that you're just stepping into an abundance mindset. And that's just it. Like, okay, well, from here on out, I'm in an abundance mindset, and that's that. Like, that's a solid thing. That's a thing. You know, don't give yourself any choice anymore to be like, oh, I don't know if I'm feeling abundant or if I'm feeling lack. Just feel abundant, okay? And this is just something I'm telling you. I'm not even reading off the slides. This is just what's coming up for me. Just feel abundant now. All right, let's get into it. I don't know why that came up, but somebody needed to hear it. So whoever needed to hear it, I know you'll get that, and that'll resonate with you. Okay, I put reset, but I meant to say rest. So you need to rest in the energy of being a millionaire now. That's why I had you write down and think about what feelings is being a millionaire going to cultivate? What feelings will traveling the world cultivate in you? What feelings will having your own business, being your own boss, what is that going to bring you? And so when you identify those feelings are the energy behind it. And that's where you want to be. That's what you want to vibrationally match. So when I said that I'm a vibrational match for a millionaire lifestyle earlier in the affirmation, that's what I want you to be at. That's the energetic vibration that you are matching with, is that energy of being a millionaire. I hope that makes sense. And that energy and that vibration needs to feel normal, because if it's out of reach, it's not going to feel possible for you. The whole thing in manifestation is like, you have to believe it in order to receive it. It's the idea of like, you got to believe it before you can see it in anything in life. Manifestation is no different from that at all. So if you feel like it's out of reach, if you feel like it's really far away, because of the law of correspondence we talked about in the mini course, the universe will return the vibration of it feeling far away. So if you're thinking like, oh my gosh, $1 million feels so far away, $1 million feels so far away, the universe is just going to push it further and further away, because you're always attracting at your vibration. So we need to make that feel so normal. And for me, like I feel like $1 million is really close, even though if you looked on paper, you'd be like, oh, $1 million is not close at all. But because of where I'm at vibrationally, I feel like it's right around the corner. And I always feel like I'm getting one step closer. And that's how I'm making it feel more possible for myself. One thing that really helps with your abundance mindset is coming from high vibes when you're doing anything at all, like anything. So if you are about to like go to work, like maybe you work a job that you hate right now before you launch your business, or like maybe you're like me and you just really do not like school. You want to come from high vibes when you're about to go in those situations. I've worked jobs where my coworkers suck, and I've had classes in school where they just completely drain you. And you just want to make sure that you are coming from your best self. This is why self-care is so freaking important, because when you're well rested and you've taken care of yourself, you feel really good and you can show up as your best self. And when you show up as your best self, you can give your all. And whatever outcome comes from that, you cannot control. You just know that you tried your best. You did your best. So always coming from high vibes, because high vibes is what like creates love. You know, like when you're at a really high vibration, you're at the vibration of like love and gratitude. When you're coming from there can be no bad outcome, basically. Another thing for abundance mindset is confront your money demons. And what I want you guys to do is journal on why you don't have the money and be so honest. So for example, like my Mindset, Magic, and Manifestation Method course, if you really want to join and you want to do the platinum level because you want to come to Cancun with me, that's $4,000. If you really want to do that and you know in your soul like that is what's going to change your life, journal on why. First of all, journal about all the reasons why you need to be there. And then if you don't have the money on paper, journal about why you don't have that money, and be honest with yourself. Be like, oh, well, maybe I'm wasting it here, or, oh, I'm just not paying attention attention to my finances, or, oh, I haven't checked this account, so maybe I do have the money, it's just I'm not paying attention. Or maybe you're afraid of the changes that are going to come, and so you're holding yourself back from spending that money, you know, whatever that is. So just be really, really honest with yourself about why you don't have it. And for me, okay, so like I said, I get paid to go to college. And one thing that really freaked me out starting my business was, okay, well, if I make good money in my business, like I have to file taxes. As an entrepreneur, I have to file taxes. I'm like, oh my God, well, what if I file taxes and then they take away my scholarships and then I have to start paying for school? That was something I was really afraid of. And so like, because of that thought, I was kind of ignoring everything for a while. And like, I wasn't making good money for the first couple months of my business. Like over the summer, I tried to start my business, but it didn't really work. And it was because I was afraid of that. So you need to be really honest with yourself and just put it all out on paper. I need to take a drink of water. Just put it all out there, all out with your balls out. Am I right or am I right? And then change your language. That's going back to the saying like, I'm broke, or like it's expensive, or I can't afford it. You can't afford it and you're broke because you're saying that. Just straight up, if you change that language for 1 week, like it will change your life. Oh my gosh, why is my throat so scratchy? So 5K months. These are my secrets that made it happen, and it was so amazing. Well, first of all, I just decided it was going to happen. I remember coming back from Hawaii and being with one of my friends, Kira, she's in my mastermind. I remember looking at her in the Jeep while we were driving around Hawaii, and I go, you know, when we get back, everything's going to change. I was like, I feel like my vibration has rised. I feel like I'm really clear on where I need to go. And I said, I think everything's going to change from here on out. That's exactly what happened. I got home November 1st and everything changed. So, like I said, you have to just decide to be in that state of abundance. And one thing that has made literally the biggest difference in my life is getting uncomfortable every single day. So what I mean by this is like, get uncomfortable with your limiting beliefs and your thoughts. So when I'm doing my morning pages in the morning, that's what I'm doing. I used to kind of aimlessly write, but what I'm actually doing now is just getting uncomfortable. It's like, okay, how do I feel today? Do I feel shitty? Did I have a weird dream? Well, what was the dream? What triggered me in the dream? What felt weird, you know? Or like I'll write down, oh my gosh, this dream was amazing. What happened in the dream? Why was it amazing? And like, okay, well, why isn't that in my life right now? Like, why did it make me so happy in the dream, but it's like not here in my current life? You know, that kind of thing. So I'm always picking at my own brain. I'm always picking my own brain to find out what is kind of keeping me stuck, what's keeping me stagnant, the thoughts I'm thinking over and over again, and I work through those. And it's called you're getting uncomfortable every day because it should be uncomfortable. These are limiting beliefs that you want to work through, you want to weed through so you can change, so you can grow, so you can expand. And I put AKA confronting those money demons. So that can be like, why don't you have the money yet? And being brutally honest with yourself and like talk about the money blocks. That is one of the things that made the biggest difference for me, seriously. And I told this story in my Facebook group today that I was doing this morning. I was getting uncomfortable. I was going through my thoughts, and I don't even remember exactly what I was journaling about. I think I was just journaling about like the possibility of making more money today, or like I don't even remember honestly. But I was going through getting uncomfortable, you know. And then after that, I checked my email, and I literally like sold 2 of my online courses and made like $160 just from doing nothing, just from like doing the inner work. So I was open to receive. I also wrote down in my journal probably like 5 different times, like I'm open to receiving. I'm in the receptive mode. I am allowing today. I'm allowing to receive, like in a bunch of different ways, like at least 5 times. So getting uncomfortable in your journal is really, really, really important, as well as digging into other beliefs, not just around money. So the one I'm talking about here is when I wasn't feeling good enough. That was stopping me from receiving in lots and lots of areas of my life, because one belief controls how you believe everything. Like if you believe you can't have love, well, then you can't have anything in life, you know, because everything is love. Everything is vibration. So when you believe one thing, if you believe that you're not good enough in your business, well, then you probably don't feel good enough in your relationships. Then you probably don't feel like you live in a nice enough apartment. Those things. So you need to just dig into all of your beliefs. It's not just around money. It's not just around business. It's not just around relationships. It's around life. It's around the way you see the world. And that is really, really important. And when I got my Reiki massage, I told you guys one of the fears was like, or one of the things that came up was me saying I'm always alone. Another one was like the fear of being abandoned, and like that was playing a role into my business. And so you always need to look at these beliefs that are surrounding your brain. When you work through those, that's when you're open to receiving all the money. Getting high vibe before school, work, and interactions to come from love. So I mentioned this in the slide before, but this is really important for me. Going to school, just making sure I'm doing my morning routine every single morning, doing my bath ritual, doing the uncomfortable work, and then setting an intention for the day, pulling a card, eating a healthy breakfast, like getting myself in my high vibe, in my like natural state before I go do something that maybe doesn't resonate with me as much. One of my clients does not like her job right now, and so it's really, really important for her to stick to her morning routine before she can quit her job, so she can call in those good feelings and bring that with her. Because when you go in with the intention of like, oh my God, I hate work, or oh my God, I hate school, it's just going to make it feel worse. And the worse you feel, the lower your vibe is. The lower your vibe is, the less money you can have. So when you're looking to call in more money in your life, you really need to look at every single aspect. And affirmations left and freaking right, you guys. Okay, so the 5 times a day for 5 days, do that so consistently and so wholeheartedly, and you will see all the benefits, I promise. And that's everything that contributed to my 5K months, seriously. Okay, money moves. Some actions other than our journaling and our affirmations. Getting high vibe, and like I said, being open to receive. So if you want to accept gifts and accept compliments and all of these things, you need to be open to receiving. If somebody tells you like, oh my gosh, I love your outfit, don't be like, thanks, I got this on sale. Like, no, we got to stop that right now. I don't know why we like glorify that. Or like if somebody's like, oh, you look great today, and you're like, oh my God, I look so bad. You are shutting yourself off from receiving. So you need to be open to receiving. Let people pay for your coffee. Let people compliment you. Tell yourself every single morning, I'm open to receive. And this is something I'm actually starting to do before I go to bed too. Like, I'm open to receiving miracles tomorrow, and setting yourself up for that. And that's something I've been doing. And that's why I wrote my journal this morning, like in 5 different ways. Like, I'm open to receiving. I'm open to allowing. I'm in receptive mode. I'm in allowing, that kind of thing. And get clear about all the money you want to make and where everything is going. So this should be like a plan. So say you want to make like 5K like this month or next month, or whatever. Say you want to make X amount of money in X month. You need to be clear about where all that money is going towards. So like for my 5K month, how much is going towards my bills? How much is going towards my mastermind bill? How much is going towards travel? How much is going towards gifts, preparing for Christmas on Black Friday? How much is going towards like paying my credit card bill, going to paying back people, and that kind of thing. Where is every single dollar going? And you need to have this written out, and you need to look at it every single day, because then you're so clear on what you're working towards, and that just motivates you more and more and more. That energy you're putting into it is going to come back to you. So if you're putting that energy into mapping out all of the money things, that money is going to flow into it because you're putting the energy in. I hope that makes sense. So on this money topic, it's like, I want you guys to think about how much money do you want to make and how are you spending it? So thinking about the millionaire lifestyle, what are you spending your money on? Are you buying designer bags? Are you buying trips? Are you buying cruises? What are you doing? Are you paying for a coach to uplevel your mindset? Are you buying new clothes? What does your life look like? Because when you look at that and you get really clear on that, that's when the money starts to flow in, because money loves having a purpose. It loves having direction. So let me know in the comments, if you guys had your $1 million, how are you spending it? For me, I'm sure you guys already know, but I would be traveling, and I would travel only first class. At my billionaire level, I would only fly private jet. I would have like all Louis Vuitton travel suitcases. I would have nice designer bags. I'd have a Birkin bag. Even though I think Birkin bags are kind of ugly, but they're like a classic bougie bag. Oh, we have a comment. Let's see. Renting an island, or I'll just buy it. Yes, I love that. Or fuck it, I'm just buying the whole island. I love that so much. traveling, a house. Yes, like buying your dream house. I have to fix my pants. Okay. Buying your dream house would feel so good. And you're just like, oh my gosh, I have so much money. So I could build my own house. I can map it out exactly as I want it. Like I could have my double staircase and a chandelier and white furniture, all the goods. I went to Sprouts instead of Baker's and I felt so much better. Oh my God, yes. The groceries weren't too much more expensive. Don't know what I would have thought. I don't know. I thought I wasn't affluent enough to go in. So stupid. I did that like 2-3 months ago, Leah. Literally, I used to shop at Walmart all of the time for my groceries because Walmart's like the cheapest. And then I was like, I don't know why I'm doing this. And it was just like one too many creepy Walmart experiences where we like get followed around or get hit on by workers there, or just like they don't have stuff, or it's just stressful. So I started shopping only at like Whole Foods and Target. And it makes all the difference. Like I said, the groceries aren't even that much more expensive. It's so amazing. We just have to be like open to receiving that. Setting up a business, design and create my dream house. Yes, girl, start that business now. The business will bring in all the money. Amazing. Oh my gosh, now I want to buy an island. Now we all need to buy islands. That's like one of my favorites. I love that. Okay, continuing on. Permission for action. Okay, so this is our last one. Yes. All right, so this is us giving ourselves permission to take that massive action in creating our life. This is like the opposite of being unclear about your action. You have the permission to take action. Like I've been mentioning a little bit, oh my God, I just said action so many times, so here we go again. The law of action is an actual universal law, so we must do it. We must take the action. We must make things shift around. Like I said, with the 12 universal laws, this is a really important one that not everybody talks about. So the importance of action is that it shifts energy to tell the universe that we're serious. So the mindset work is great. Like you need to do that stuff. Like I told you guys, I did my bath ritual and journaled and then like made $160 from doing literally nothing. That stuff is important. But if you want to let the universe know you're serious about buying the island, about starting the business, about like up-leveling your life, shopping the better grocery stores, you need to actually go and do some of that stuff. Buying the island will come later. But the first thing you could do is like go on vacation on an island, buy a cruise that has a stop on an island. I'm going to be on the islands this weekend. I'm so excited. I'm going to Bahamas on Saturday. So you need to shift your energy around to let the universe know that you're serious. It's really, really important because if you're doing all the mindset stuff, the universe is like, okay, you're like half in, half out, but you're not doing anything. And the universe can't do all of the work for you. So it's really, really important. And inspired action comes from alignment and download. So this is the difference between just taking action, like random action, taking inspired action. So when you're in alignment, you've done your morning routine, you've spent like your 2 hours getting super high vibe, getting super hyped up. What's the first thing you feel called to do? That is your inspired action. And taking those steps is what's really going to send that signal to the universe. And inspired action brings you closer to the money, to the feelings, and to the outcomes that you're desiring. So anything we desire in life, we really just desire the feeling it's going to bring us. I always give the example with my Range Rover. That's like my signal that like I've made it. Like that is luxury for me. I feel important. And it's just like those are the feelings that it brings me. So inspired action brings me closer to those feelings, and then the feelings will attract the thing. Permission, not the mindset work. So that's just you. This I feel so strongly about. It's like hard for me to even articulate. Let's go over amethyst again. Scripting is not going to get you the 6-figure business. It's not going to get you the car or the house. It's great stuff, but you have to do normal action too. That was one of the huge mistakes I made at the beginning of my manifestation journey because I was scripting every day and I was listening to all the podcasts and doing all the meditations. And I was doing like the 55-5 rule where you write the thing you desire 55 times for 5 days. I literally quit after 3 days and it just never did anything for me. But that's the mindset work. You need to take the actual physical action. And do what scares you. Fear should be your guide. So if you're scared to start the podcast, start the podcast. If you're scared to launch the business, launch the business. If you're scared to join my course because you feel like it's going to stretch you financially, join the fucking course because you're going to manifest that money back. when you step into the things that scare you, you get so many benefits on the other side. Like when I invested in my mastermind that I'm in, I was scared shitless. I'd never I'd never invested so much money, and I also owed somebody money, and it was just not good timing, but I knew it was what I needed and it scared me. So I was like, I got to lean into this. And it's been the best thing that I've done all year, was investing in that. Okay, action, action, action. So we're going to take it. These are my steps to figuring out what action to take, what inspired action. So think about, what's your goal? And then I want you to think about, what's it going to take for you to get there? Oh, we have a chat. Let's see. When you realized you're scared of something you want, what's the first thing you do? Ask yourself, why am I scared? Like, what exactly am I scared of? So in the example of the girl I talked about earlier, she was really scared to motivate herself and get inspired and get her shit together because she was afraid of leaving people behind. And so the question there is like, why are you afraid of leaving people behind? And she was afraid of being alone. And I was like, okay, well then we redirected to a positive thought. Well, what if you leave those people behind and you find even better people in your life? So it's always like asking yourself, why are you actually scared? And then turning it into a positive, like what's the positive outcome? For me, thinking about my mastermind investment, okay, I was really, really scared to invest the money because, okay, well, what was I actually scared of? Well, I was scared that I wouldn't be able to make the payments, but what if I could make the payments? Because what if the mastermind stretched me and taught me how to make even more money, which is exactly what it did. It stretched me, helped me do the mindset work, helped me take the actual action, that kind of thing. So I hope that helps. First thing you do, ask why you're scared, and then make it a positive. Love it. Okay, so these are our steps to figuring out what action to take. So what's your goal and what's it going to take for you to get there? And then, okay, so we're going to talk about it and then I'll give you your example. What's your goal? What's it going to take for you to get there? How can you break this down into action steps? So that's like from the very first thing we talked about is reverse engineering. Like if you're going to make $1 million, reverse engineer it. Sell a $5,000 product to 200 people. Bam, done. And then execute. So one of the examples I have down is what am I saying? One of my examples is your goal of buying a Louis Vuitton. I've been getting asked this a lot. Like, how do I manifest a Louis Vuitton? Here are my steps. Your goal is to buy a Louis Vuitton. Okay, well, the first thing you need to do is decide on a bag. So this is what it's going to take for you to get there. You have to decide on the bag. You need to figure out what the price is. Are you going to get it used? Are you going to get it new? Are you going to buy it at the Louis Vuitton store? Are you going to buy a Nordstrom? You know, figuring out those details. Figure out the finances. Like, can you put it on layaway? Do you want to pay for it in full? If you're going to get it off Tradesy, are you going to do Afterpay where it puts it in increments, or are you just going to pay full price? Figure out the finances. Make room in your closet for the bags. Like for me, in my closet, I have a row of like my bags. So if I want a new Louis Vuitton, I'm going to move one of the bags or get rid of one of the bags so there's physical space for it to fill. And then work towards getting the money without forcing. So without like overworking yourself, just find ways that you can creatively get extra money. Maybe that's selling an old bag or selling old clothes, starting to freelance, you know, help out your mom and ask if she'll give you money, you know, like whatever. There's so many different ways we can make money, and just execute your plan. So this is exactly how you're going to figure out what action steps to take. And this is what I do with my clients is we break this stuff down. So I'm literally giving you what I give my clients. Okay, so what's a goal you guys want to take action towards? Let me know in the comments. Like, what is your like burning desire right now that you want to make happen? And we can kind of do a little bit of reverse engineering. I'm almost out of water. Let me know. I'm going to open the chat. Oh, so is it that you like want to move? Is it that you want to buy a house? Do you want to start your business? Do you want to travel? Where do you want to travel to? What is like that one goal that you really, really want to dive into? Okay. Let me know. I'm so excited about these things. I'm still obsessed with the renting an island. That is so amazing. Traveling. For me, something I'm working towards, well, it's like something happening, but it's technically still a goal because it's like not here. Yeah, it's my year of travel. So like 2019, I'm traveling every single month, except for like 1 or 2 months of the whole year. And I think all of the trips are, except for two, are international. So pretty crazy. And so that's like a goal I'm taking action towards. So for me, the action steps I need to take for that is like two of those will be study abroad for school. So I need to like apply for those, apply for the scholarships, write the essays, make sure I get the letters of recommendation, that kind of thing. So those are some of my action steps. And then for other trips, it's like, okay, well, I need to look up plane tickets, and I need to find an Airbnb, and I need to look up what apartment do I want to stay at? Do I want to stay at a villa when I'm in Bali? Like if I want to host a retreat, where are we going to stay at in Thailand? That kind of thing. So let me know what is a goal you guys are working towards. I'm going to take my last little sip of water. And you guys can let me know if you have a goal in mind. So this is all of this mindset stuff that we just went over is a part of my process that I teach all my clients. So like getting your mindset in check and owning your magic is is how you manifest your dream life. I just spit on myself. Classy. That's why my whole brand is mindset, magic, and manifestation. So once you get your mindset in check, you're really confident and you're clear on what you want, and you can really make way. And then you can own your magic. You can define what you believe in. You can put your faith and trust in the universe. You feel really secure in all of that. When you do that, that's like the foundational work. And then you manifest your dream life. So then we go into like our manifestation process, which we talked about in the mini course. And this is the exact formula I take my clients through. And all of this stuff is just like the tip of the iceberg of my mindset, magic, and manifestation method course. So I'm just so fucking excited about you guys. Because we go through this so in depth, and it's 12 weeks long, and it's starting in January. So get in, be there or be square. So I want to let you guys know that you can skip the line on all this and get the full blueprint. Everything that I'm teaching you guys is stuff that has taken me years to figure out. Like if you know my story, in high school I lived alone. My life was a hot mess. I was super pessimist. Like I was a self-proclaimed pessimist, and I completely changed my life around. And it took me like 4 years of consciously like trying to get where I am right now. And you can skip the line. You can skip it. I don't want it to take you 4 years to get where you want to be. And so with my Mindset, Magic, Manifestation Method course, that is me giving you the full blueprint to creating this life for yourself. And so there are 3 different ways you can work with me to skip this line for you to really dive into your mindset, your magic, and your manifestation, and just make everything happen fast as fuck. That's really the whole point of manifestation, is like once we get you into alignment and we know what you want to manifest, we get really clear, it happens so quickly. Like, and my some of my clients have been able to manifest like $10,000 raises at work, and manifest brand collaborations and free shit left and right, and getting reposted on like huge fashion brands, and getting to quit their jobs and launch their businesses. And like some of my clients going into 2019 want to launch like wellness centers and franchises and write books. Like we can make this stuff happen so fast for you. You just have to decide if you're ready to skip the line and let it happen quickly. And so the 3 ways you could work with me is through the Method VIP, which is my signature in the program, 12 weeks, 6 calls. You get a one-on-one call with me, and that's my group program that I was just talking about. Or you can work with me at the platinum level, which you get extra platinum calls, exclusive one-on-one calls, and you get a 3-day event with me in Cancun in March at the Ritz-Carlton, which is going to be so magical. And if you want to like launch a business, if you want to get really serious about like making big money, making big moves in 2019, then the option for you would be the Mindset, Magic, and Manifestation mentoring. So this is my one-on-one coaching. It's for 6 months, and you have 24/7 access to me via Voxer, which is like a voice messaging app. And we do like a one-on-one retreat. So we do a whole weekend of just you and I, girl, get to do a VIP weekend, and we like brunch and we shop and we get bloods. I mean, do like all the fun, super bougie stuff while we plan basically your world domination, and you get all the calls. So these are like the three main ways you can work with me and that I'm so fucking passionate about so you can make shit happen, because I don't want you guys crying over Drake's Take Care album because things aren't happening for you. And something I've really noticed lately is that lack of clarity. It's like, I don't want you crying in your shower because you don't know what is going to happen to you in 6 months. Like, I want you to have a plan of action so you can make the money, you can make things happen. And these are like the best ways you can do that and work with me. And so you can book a call now. I'll post the link again in our chat. And this is the best way that you can sign up to get all the bonuses. So I actually changed this. You can seal in $300 to $2,000 off of my programs and a bonus in $1,000, and $1,000 in bonuses. So basically, what I'm doing is you get $1,000 bonuses no matter what level you sign up at with me. Once you book that call, you seal that in. And what you're getting is you're getting a one-on-one session with me, and that's valued at $222. And you're getting a crash course on goal setting and intention setting, which I'm going to be teaching live in a masterclass like this. You're going to get slides, you're going to get me, you're going to get a workbook and everything. So you're going to get that. You're getting my practical magic workbook. And I'm also throwing in something new that I'm announcing. You're getting the Manifestation Masterclass membership for free. So what this is in 2019, I'm going to be doing a masterclass every single month, but they're paid masterclasses. So you are getting the membership to the masterclasses completely free for the entire year. And all of that is $1,000 value on top of the $300 to $2,000 you're going to be saving on my program. So all you need to do to seal that in is to book a call with me tonight, and we just have to hop on the phone, and I have all tomorrow open for phone calls, and we can see where you would be a best fit. And I'm giving you $300 to $2,000 off of my program, so you can go get your monthly blowout, so you can go get your nails done, so you can go get your daily coffee. I want you guys to be able to do this and still afford your normal Lux AF lifestyle. Does anybody have any questions? Okay, I hope to see you guys booking the call and sealing in these bonuses. They're only going to be up for 1 week. So this $1,000 in bonuses and the $300 to $2,000 off is only available from now till next Thursday. So you have to seal it in by then. And next week I actually won't be taking calls because I'm going to be in the Bahamas. So get on my call list now to book a call with me tomorrow and just seal it all in, baby. Does anybody have questions? We talked about so much today. I hope you guys are feeling so excited. Thanks so much. You are so welcome. I hope I hyped everybody up and gave you all the motivation you could possibly need. And like I said, this is just the tip of the iceberg. We go so much more in depth in my method program, and we have more one-on-one calls. So like everybody gets one one-on-one call. If you do platinum, you get many. We have group calls, so I get to actually interact with you more than just over chat. And so we can really dive into your limiting beliefs and what is specifically holding you back. So anybody have any questions? This has been so much fun. And like I said, later this month, I will be holding another masterclass, my last free one until there's so many M's, it's really hard for me to say. The one at the end of the month is going to be my last free masterclass before the Manifestation Masterclass membership launches. I can't wait to finally take action. I just need to map it out and make the choices. Yes, girl. I love that. And you can manifest that perfect job for you that I know you're going to get in Montreal and just have so much fun there before you get to go home, and you're going to see your family. You're going to be making all this money, and you're going to have all of these super bougie luxury items and just living your best life. It's going to be so great. All you need to do is map it out, make those decisions. If you're in my MMM program, we'll really go through all of your blocks that are keeping you stuck, and then it can happen just so freaking quickly. That's what I love about manifestation and about coaching with me, is just like we make shit happen fast, because success loves speed, and I love speed. I don't know about you guys, but I'm not like super patient or anything, so amazing. Oh, you're the best. So encouraging. Oh, you're so welcome. And thank you. It's only my job to be encouraging, inspiring, and motivating. This stuff is what lights me up. That's why I love being a coach, because I love pouring into people and I love expanding your vision and I love expanding everything. Like when I was on my coaching call yesterday, we were talk soon. Have a great time on your holidays. Thank you. Talk soon. I was telling her we were expanding her mindset. She wants to move across the country. She wants to launch her first book, and she wants to go on a book tour, and then she wants to just travel internationally and write her second book and have an online business and just become this like powerhouse woman. And I'm so excited for her. And that's what I do with my coaching, is I just really show you how you can expand your mindset and be something way bigger than you ever imagined. So you can book a call with me at that link. I will post it in the Facebook group as well, so you can seal in your bonuses. You have 1 week, and this has been so much fun, you guys. So I will hopefully talk to you all soon on the phone, so you can get your $3,000 in savings and bonuses. And yeah, we will talk soon. Amazing. Okay. Bye, guys.